Today we're working on the classic NES cartridge. This is the three screw variety. We like to start the cleaning process by using a warm soapy washcloth. Start scrubbing the outside of the cartridge. We like to clean the outside of the cartridge before we open it up. That keeps any excess dirt from getting on the inside of the cartridge. The NES cartridge has a lot of intricate spots, so you want to take special care when you're cleaning around those areas. This area right here, you're gonna have to get in between each one of these ridges. Sometimes it'll require using the toothbrush. Sometimes you can get by with just the washcloth, but you'll notice we take a lot of time on this area. This is where dust collects the most. That and this little indention right here. This is the first video in the series that we're dropping on YouTube. We'll be dropping new videos every Friday, going through all the consoles, games, and controllers. We'll also be dropping content on our TikTok and our Instagram. You'll be able to check that out. Any new scores that we get, any cool things we find, we'll put them on there. Keep you guys interested. Right now, you can tell we're using the toothbrush like we talked about earlier in the video. We want the game looking as clean as possible. There's a waxy coating on the label of an NES game, so you can use your warm soapy washcloth and kind of lightly scrub over it without fear of messing up the label. We're just going to finish up the detailing, and here in a second, we're going to get this bad boy taken apart and see what it looks like on the inside. While I finish cleaning the cartridge, I'd like to talk to you about a subject that's near and dear to my heart. Dravet syndrome is a rare and aggressive form of epilepsy. My two beautiful granddaughters were both diagnosed with Dravet syndrome at a young age. We have since rallied around them, and we work every day to give them the best life possible. If you'd like to learn more about Dravet syndrome, you can just visit warriorprincesses.org, where you can find updates on the girls as well as information and resources if you know someone else who is afflicted with Dravet syndrome. All right, we've about finished up the cartridge, and let's go ahead and flip it over and get this bad boy opened up. We're using our 3.8 millimeter game bit driver. Nintendo uses a proprietary screw in the NES cartridges. It's the same screw they use in the Super Nintendo cartridges as well as the N64 cartridges. We like to take the screws out and clean the heads on the screws to get them nice and shiny. So you'll see we get the screw out and we're going to clean it on our warm soapy washcloth. Now that we've got our screws all clean, let's get her opened up. We're looking on the inside. This little ridge right here, this is where most of the dust will collect. You want to go around the edges of the game using your washcloth. Try to get all the dust that builds up on a 40-year-old game. We're getting the top cleaned. Then we're going to clean up our mess a little bit. And let's see if we can get this board out of here. All right, we got the board out. Now we're going to go ahead and clean the bottom. We're going to start off on that ridge, go around the edges. This game was pretty clean, so we didn't have to do a lot of detailing on the inside. It was actually in pretty good shape. And let's see, let's go ahead and check out the board. All right, we're pulling out our eraser and we're lightly scrubbing the pins on the board. Now, a lot of guys will use chemicals to clean the pins. We do not do that. We found that by using the eraser, it keeps the contacts clean and you don't have any fear of any moisture on the board or any corrosion. Um, the eraser just seems to be the best process that we found. This method is efficient and effective and will keep your game working for many years in the future. Now, we do suggest if you play the game a lot to clean the pins every few months, depending on how many times you use it. Obviously, the more you play the game, the dirtier they can become. Now we're going to clean up our mess and put her back together. We'll get the screws put back in. Now, as you put the screws back in on these older cartridges, you want to be a little careful. As soon as you feel resistance, go ahead and stop. You'll find that if you over tighten the screws, you can crack the cartridge, and the last thing you want to do is crack your new copy of Little Samson. So just be careful as you're putting it back together. There's no reason to Hulk out. Now we've got it all back together. We're gonna flip it over and show you how good this thing looks. All right. Look at that. The back's beautiful. Front label looks good. That cartridge looks like it just came off the shelf. All right. Don't forget, new videos dropping every Friday. MarioHunters.com.